Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's rolling training. I'm really excited to share this slot with you this evening, actually. Loads and loads and loads of information to cover tonight. So, really hope you have got your pens and your paper ready to make copious notes. And also your phones, it's quite handy if you've got your phone to screenshot some of this. We're going to be sharing some live examples of some messaging and things later on. So you're probably going to want to have your phone to be able to screenshot it on your laptop if you're using your laptop. But yeah, welcome to this week's rolling training. My name's Esther. I'm really excited to share with you a little bit more about this week, which is all going to be based around prospecting, recruitment, and volume mapping. So really excited for this. So just a bit of housekeeping before we get started, and just while everybody's tuning in. Amazing that we've got loads of people joining, and also welcome to our international FBOs. It's amazing. And one of the things I love about this business is that it's so versatile and global. But just bear in mind that the training tonight is specifically for UK, Ireland, and Iceland. So if you are tuning in from another country, make sure you do check with your local country office to make sure it's all in line and compliant with the rules and regulations in the country that you're in. Also, check your Zoom settings so that you can see the speaker, have your volume on. Yeah, sit back, relax, make lots of notes. Let's get started. So, just to recap a little bit of homework from last week. So, if you were able to jump on last week's rolling training, hopefully by now you have started a contact list with a minimum of at least 20 people. We all know more than 20 people, don't we? You've set up your launch and had a backup launch to have at home. Asked a friend to maybe host a launch as well if you're not necessarily new to the business and you're looking to, relaunch yourself. And you've ordered some samples and a C9 or a Forever Marine Collagen. Both of those products are such incredible products to launch your business. High case credits, high profit, and consumable products that people are going to want to do month in, month out as well. So that's the homework covered from last week. So with that, let's get started. So we're going to be talking about building a team, prospecting, and how you can get the most out of your month by volume mapping. So this starts with who do you know? Now, when you join this business, the most simplest way of sharing our product range, sharing our business is with our friends and families, our immediate close network. And the reason is because, people are going to trust you, that your friends and your families are going to want to get to know this new business that you've started. They're going to want to try the products, support you. And that's why it's always great to start with your, immediate close family and friends. We're going to take you on this cycle this evening around what you see, talking to the people that we know, making contact, sharing presentations and different various things that we can do. And then the key part, taking action, but having a goal and a plan to reflect that as well. The first thing to think about when you're thinking about talking about someone to the business, it's all about mindset and self-talk. I find if you lead with a positive mindset, the universe opens up so many opportunities to us versus if we really think about the things that we're worried about, all of the hurdles we might face when we make a phone call or all of the what if scenarios, it can really affect how the energy that you give off. Things like it's too hard, I've run out of people, I'm great at selling, I can't recruit, what you think will happen. I can't think of the Tom Ford saying now, but it's one of my favorite sayings, literally whatever you portray and what you think about is going to happen. So really making sure that your self-talk is on point, that you are positive and you're telling yourself, I can and I will. And reminding yourself things like, the opportunity is amazing. How lucky we are to have this incredible business in our hands. And I think when you're new to the business, you're obviously learning everything. Look at the other stories and the other amazing things that we have on offer to be able to share with people. It is incredible that for less than £200, you can start a business that can, one, you can be in profit immediately with. Two, you can change lives, literally change lives. The stories that we hear that are going on now out there, all over the world is unbelievable, moving and incredible and life-changing. And it's this mentality and this thought process that you've really got to develop. And whilst, you're learning, use other people's stories. It's so powerful and so amazing. But keeping it really simple and just reminding yourself for less than £200, you can help someone achieve whatever it is that matters most to those. So really think about your self-talk. What are you telling yourself every day when you set up to work? What are you telling yourself before you start prospecting? Leading with the business, I love this. It's like this is the perfect forever sandwich. Lead with the business because what happens is if you offer an opportunity to someone and they say, I'm not quite sure it's for me, or, maybe not now, you can fall back with the product and then bring the business back round again at another stage. Because as we know, our product range is second to none. Our products are incredible. And if we can get people trying more of our products, then they'll see, experience it, have their own stories, and then we share how they can build a business with that. So make your forever sandwich in that way. Start with the business, fall back on the products, and come back round. So getting the most out of your month, it's really important to volume map. What do you want to achieve this month? What is your case credit target? What would you like to achieve? Now, we all know 4 case credits is the base, the underlying thing that we've got to master first before we do anything. And doing your 4 case credits can be retail and recruitment. So you might want to build a 4 case credit retail and then have your recruitment as your extra on top of that. So what we want to do each month is we want to look at something called a volume map. This is really exciting because what this does is this is going to show you how you're going to do your 4 case credits. It's also going to show you what you can increase on. So not just doing the basics, also what if I do a little bit more? And by mapping it out and actually saying to yourself, right, these are the areas I'm going to work on and focus on. And these are my case credits I'm hoping to achieve. It gives you a plan. Like, I don't know if anybody's woken up and tried to go about their day without having a plan, and you kind of lose the day, don't you? Whereas when you wake up and you're like, right, I know what I'm doing. I need to do this. I'm going to speak to that person. You've got your plan, and it will help you achieve those case credits that you need each month. So it's really easy to do a volume map. You just get a piece of paper, you write a pride and a high. So your pride is your lowest and your high is your highest. So you'll have what case credits I want to get as a minimum and what I want to get as a high. Now, I always try and make sure that I've got something in my pride, even if it's just like 0.01 of a case credit. And you can see down here the activity down the left-hand side. So personal use, are you using enough of the products? Hopefully you're using a good handful of our incredible product range. That's a really important one because if you want to promote the business and the products, you need to have your own stories and you need to have products that you love that you can share because people love stories, testimonies. We hear about it all the time in our presentations that we recommend stuff on a daily basis, and it's the same with this business. So if you're not using any of the products, how can you possibly recommend them? So it is really important that you are having to think about one, using the products, and then two, am I actually using enough of the products? A nice little versatile mix. And I'm not saying you have to use every single product in our product range. I actually counted the other day, I used 42 products from our Forever range, which is amazing between us all in the family. So have a little think about that because when you use your own products, you're buying from your own shop and you're getting your own case credits. So it's a really great way to boost up your case credits each month. So in your pride, you're going to put your minimum, and then in your high, you're going to put what you'd like to. So perhaps your minimum would be things like your non-negotiables, like your aloe. So hopefully we're all having our daily shot of aloe, 120 ml a day. You're going to get, if you're drinking 120 ml a day, you want to be buying the 4 pack because we also get an uplift in case credits now with that. So 15% more case credits when you buy a 4 pack of aloe. Hopefully everybody knew that. And if you didn't know that, that's a good way to increase your case credits as well. And then your high might be, well, maybe I'm going to do a C9 this month, or maybe I'm going to buy a few extra products. So going down that list and take a screenshot of this so you can use this at a later date. There's lots of different trainings on all the different, actually, one of the rolling trainings will be on income producing activities. Things like product evenings, online or in person, experience packs, lending out packs to people is so amazing. Doing a C9, running a group, inviting a few people to do the C9 with you. Now's the perfect time for that. It's summer. People are either going on holiday or they're coming back off holiday, want to feel a little bit better, look a bit good, and get habits back on track. So C9 is a really good one to be looking at. And they're high case credits and high profit earner as well. So having a little think about, yeah, adding that into your monthly volume map as well. Repeat orders. So I would, see if you can challenge yourself each month to get at least one repeat order. Put your pride and your high in there. Again, going back to the C9 or the collagen, I say to myself, I'm going to at least sell one of these this month. Don't put a zero in there. Put it as, you're right, I'm going to be, selling at least one of these this month, or maybe I'll do two, and then your high would be that high case credit. And there's loads of other stuff you can do. Customer groups, showcasing the products on social media, having tabletops, aloe bars, and then recruitment, which is an optional add on to your 4cc. So your 4 case credits can be mixed between retail and recruitment. You just need to make sure that out of that 4, at least 1 case credit is retail. But why not challenge yourself to do your 4 case credits in retail, and then when you recruit, that's another 2 case credits in the pot as well. And what happens is you top that all up and you've got a total. So your total will be Pride lowest. So on this example, it's 4.774, and your high 11.048. There you go. Who would like to do 11.48 case credits? That's supervisor in your first month. Really setting yourself there. Most likely when you do a volume map, you'll fall somewhere between the middle. So if you add the 2 case credits together and then divide it by 2, you'll get your average. But having this plan really helps you see what you've got to do for your month. Also, look at that profit. So £418 profit by doing 4.774, or £840 total profit if you include the recruitment bonus as well as the retail profit there as well. So amazing. Look at the potential that you can achieve. And then if we add in a recruit as well, oh, my slide's not gone in there, then you'd get that 2 case credits as well. So setting your goal to supervisor is probably the first, after you've mastered your 4 case credits, and if you're looking to build a really substantial business, it's get yourself to supervisor, because you're going to earn more of the products, you're going to earn more team leading bonus, and then you're going to start to earn that extra income from the volume of business that goes through your entire team. So to give you some examples, and you can map this out however your business looks, look at my amazing team. So we've got Claire in month 1 doing 3cc. Now she'd be somebody in your team that is maybe following in your footsteps, wants to build a substantial income, doesn't just want a little bit of extra income. She wants, the bigger things that are on offer. And then you're going to have some retail customers that are going to, put through their regular orders each month. Just by having one other person in your business building and a couple of retail customers, you can see there that you've done 4.744 case credits. And then this business is all about duplicating those that want to also do the same as you. So as you can see from month 2, Tina, she's your retail customer. Perhaps she's trying some other products. She's done 1.2. Claire is now on 6.5 because she's following in your lead. She's doing all the same things that you are. And your retail customer, CJ, has now gone from 1 case credit to 4 case credits. because perhaps she also wants to earn a little bit extra income. She's been told that, did you know if you do 4 case credits, you're going to get an extra 5% back each month. And then you've got another retail customer, because this business is all about, helping more people each month. You want to be gaining more customers each month. We've got the lovely Adam May there doing 0.848 case credits. So in that month too, you could be doing 11.048 case credits. And there's no reason why you couldn't do that in your first month. It's all about sharing the business, sharing the products with people as well. So what we want to look at is then building on that each month and planning your 6 months, 5 months to manager. And by going back and doing this over the first few months and duplicating that each month, all you're doing is looking after your customers. You're working with the people that want the same as you, that want to build the incomes. You're helping them duplicate. And everything that you're doing here, you're sharing with your team to do exactly the same. You're helping them volume up. You're showing them how they can do their 10 case credits and get to supervisor. This is how you're then going to work through the marketing plan. It's going to help you achieve your manager plan. It's really important to map this out as well. You may not necessarily know who all your people are going to be and who's going to do what to start with, but when you're looking at the first few months in your business, as you can see, months 1, 2, and 3, these are small increments of increase of case credits. So 5 to 10 to 25. These are small steps. Getting yourself to manage, getting yourself to supervisor, doing those 10 case credits, and then going along 3, 4, 5, and 6 months. So take a screenshot of this. It's completely up to you how you plan your month to manager. If you do it over 2 months, it's 120 case credits over 2 months. Or you can now do it over 4 months, which is 150. So you're going to earn more income by doing it on the option one, because 60 case credits a month is going to be more than your 150 split into 4. But it's completely up to you, and it's all down to what's going on in your business. How many people are hungry like you to earn more income, earn more discount off our amazing product range? Because if you think just having a few people all doing their 4 case credits, all looking to achieve their 10 case credits very quickly, everything starts to duplicate. And this is how we work through the marketing plan. And it's so exciting. It's the most amazing thing, because not only are you working for yourself, you're helping other people do the same. And that for me is what lights up my day, knowing that I'm helping other people. Another reason to go to supervisor, we have the most incredible incentive that has been launched. So you can win a trip to our Forever Direct in the Netherlands, which is insane. It's amazing. You can go and you can see all of the products being packed. It's a forever trip direct to Rotterdam. You get tour of the facilities, an overnight stay at Central Hotel in Rotterdam, breakfast, bed, you plus a guest, and let me tell you, they treat you to so many exciting stuff on our trips, on the incentives are incredible. It's such an amazing thing to be part of. So this is for everyone. So you can be going for this and qualifying by getting yourself to manager, which is just so exciting. So put this on your goal board, get yourself on that trip. You can download loads of tools and loads of other bits that will help you to achieve this as well. So you can check that out. So what we want to do next is we want to start expanding on your contact list. So you want to be contacting people that you know, your friends, your family, your immediate people that are close to you. And there's lots of different ways that you can do that. Video call, picking up the phone. I just find pick up the phone, get to know people, and let them hear your excitement, because often when we think about recruitment, we often let our head get a little bit ahead of ourselves on what we're going to say. Do we know enough? Actually, a lot of people just want to know what's getting you so excited. And that could literally be like, I've just made 200 quid. I'd love to show you how. And so please try and think of recruitment as just a little opening door. You're just going to show someone some information about something you're loving that you think enough of them to show them as well. We won't go back to the whole mindset thing. It's the same. It's just thinking, small steps. Being prepared is really important with prospecting, but also having a system to be able to keep up to date with the conversations that you've had, because you might only be having a couple of conversations with people to start with, but over time, that's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it is impossible to remember every single conversation that you've had with everyone. And it's quite nice each time you have a connection or you talk to someone to be able to say, oh, you were in France last weekend. How's it going? And actually having this prospecting sheet is so useful. It might look like a pen and paper on a pad to you. You might have something on your desktop. However, you want to create your prospecting sheets, you can actually download these, and they're in the First Steps to Manager book as well. And literally what it is just a profile with a bit of their information on, things for you to note down, what kind of personality they are, but also ideally getting to that really important one, their hot button. What is it that is gonna, what is it that this person needs? And this is the key part with prospecting. We want to find that hot button as soon as we can. Sometimes it's easier than others, especially if somebody's reaching out to you, then they're going to tell you immediately what they're looking for. But having that sheet's going to really help you. And making initial contact with a potential prospect, depending how you have them, you might have them on social media, they might be a friend. You never know what's going on in people's lives. So having a little bit more information about them shows them that you're genuine, that you're human, and that you've got an opportunity, but you want to get to know that person as well. And people can feel that. People can feel when you're genuine. And there's an example here that you can use. Again, screenshot this. You're going to see lots of examples this evening. And I urge you to kind of word things in your own way. So you might see something that might not necessarily be quite how you would say it, but take inspiration, but create it in your own way. But just as an example, you could say something like, "Hi Claire, hope you're well. I see you're not enjoying working, or you need a new car, or you're wanting to move. I've just started working for a company, helps me earn an extra income from home, around my job, around my kids' commitments. I'd love to show you what I'm doing, as it may help you too. Are you open to some more information?" Now, I can't imagine anyone saying no to that, because it's a really nice entry. You're asking them about them. You've seen something that perhaps they're looking for. And you just want to share something. Most people are going to say yes to that, which is amazing. Some other examples, you could bump into someone at the school gates, the local shops, wherever you are, there are people. And it's just about making contact and, chatting and having a conversation with people. So this one's, "Hi, I'm so excited. I've just started working for a company from home and I'm looking for a couple of friends to work with who'd want to earn more money. I think it might be perfect for you." Do you know, I remember, so I've had my business now for 9 years, and I remember the early days, actually how amazing this was, and actually how exciting it was to work with your friends and share the opportunity. So obviously I can't say this now because I've been in the business for a while. You've got quite a bit of power in your hands when you first join this business, because you can share with people this new exciting thing. And you know what? You can be totally honest. And I actually really encourage people to be honest and say, "I'm learning, I've just started. I haven't learned everything, but I'm already loving the community. I'm already loving earning income." Whatever it is that you are loving, share that, because it's unique to you and it's really powerful as well. And don't be afraid to say, "I don't know everything," because no one ever does. And no one needs you to be perfect either. Some other options of how you can get in contact, keeping it fun and a bit cheeky. This is great. This was me, because I worked for an insurance company and I worked in an office. "Guys, this job just doesn't pay enough. Well, I've found a way to top it up so we can earn double. I love working with you, so this would be fab for us. I'll message you and let's go for coffee after work." So, if you're working in an office, we all know employment world is a tricky place now. A lot of people are either overworked, underpaid, not looked after, not supported. I could reel off 10 million different things that, we can help people with. So building something like this alongside that work and bringing people with you is amazing. And that's what I did. So I'd worked in my insurance job for 2 years before I left that behind. And all of the people that I worked with were using the products. We all did C9 groups, and lots of these people became my prospects, because just like me, they were also fed up. They were also not earning an income that they wanted. They were also unappreciated. So, have a little think about where you are, what you do, the people that you're around, and how you can maybe, in your own words, connect and share, and just open the door to the opportunity for them. You literally can't get it wrong to the right person as well. So you're going to get lots of no's. You're going to get people that say that it's not for them, they're not interested. But actually, what we're looking for, the people that actually do go, oh, that sounds good, or yeah, I'd like to work with you. So a couple more options in how you can make contact. Again, screenshot these. It's just keeping it really simple. Less is more, I find, when it comes to recruitment and reaching out, and whether you're doing that on a text or whether you're doing that on a voice note. It's quite nice to send a voice note if you can't make a call because people can hear your voice, they can hear your genuine, they can hear your passion. No one likes a copy and paste scripted message. So remember to keep it, unique to yourself, and also add a personal touch in there as well is always nice. So something like, hey, lovely, how's things? I hope you're keeping well. You might even want to say that, how was it dropping the kids off yesterday? Did you have a nice time on holiday? How's Jasper, your dog? Whatever it is that you know about that person, it's quite nice to add that in. I wanted to run something by you. I've been running my own successful business from home, helping women or men build an online business around their current commitments for the last 4 years, and I absolutely love it. I'm always keen to share it with others in case it might help. Would earning some extra money around your current commitments help at all? I'd love to share some more information with you. Always lead with a question, so that they have to respond back to you. Sounds great. Hit me with the info. Amazing. Another option there. Hey Becca, how's your week been? I've been meaning to drop you a quick message. I'm not sure if you've seen on my socials about the business I run or if anyone has ever shared any info with you, but I'd love to run it by you, see if it's something that might be of interest, and see if it's something you might have come across. So obviously share those kind of messages if you are connected on social media, because nothing more awkward than saying something like that and then realizing we're not actually friends on social. So, really have a think about how you're contacting people in which way, and making it unique to yourself. And here's some more options as well. I won't read them all out, but it's just making contact with people and just offering the opportunity. At this stage, we really don't want to be talking about any of the business side of things. We just want to be saying, I've started something exciting. I'd love to show you. I think it would help because XYZ. Hopefully, you know their pain point, add that in. Because if you can actually reach out to someone that you know needs to earn an extra income and you can be their solution for that, say that. I know you've lost your job. I know you've just been made redundant. I know you're looking to earn an extra income. I've just started something that I think would really help. I'd love to share that with you. Whatever their situation is, whatever their pain point is. I know you've just had a baby and you're desperate to have a little bit of work-life balance. You want to get back to work, but the system is so unsupported out there, which it is for women. I found something that's enabled me to be able to work from home, be that present parent whilst earning an income. Would that be of interest? I'd love to share more with you and how I can maybe help you do the same. So, I think really finding that pain point is so important at the start, and being able to really tailor that to a person is amazing. It just shows you're really genuine, shows you care as well. Loads more options. I'd love to chat to you about our opportunity. I thought you'd be amazing when I met a while ago. One thing I'm great at after 17 years is following up. I'm in Thailand on a 6-day incentive treat with the company. If I'm slow to respond, please feel free to take me off your list. But I know life changes quickly for all of us. Yeah, so it's just finding different ways of connecting with people. And here's a few more as well that you can send. If you screenshot these as well, sending so many different ways that we can send things in a voice note, in a call, sending business presentations, via a video. I mean, I really, really love picking up the phone. I feel like people just want to be connected. And the more that we enter into a digital world, it's amazing what we can do, but it always brings it back to, as humans, we are meant to connect. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone. because you will speed up your process so much quicker. Top tip, pick up the phone. Don't be scared to do that because making a telephone call versus sending a text. How many people have ever had someone say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I opened your message and then the kids took my phone," or and then, we are always getting messages, but you phone someone, you have their attention in that moment. So it's actually really powerful. You could make 5 really good phone calls, which would probably give you better results than sending 10, 15 text messages. So how to structure your call. Take a screenshot again of this because this is actually quite important, not overthinking it too much, but just having a little think before you start making phone calls, who's this person that I'm speaking to? Now, hopefully you've got your prospect sheet. So you'll have your sheet in front of you that will tell you a little bit about them if you've had any conversations before. Um, and actually just making a little bit of chit chat when they pick up the phone, it relaxes, it eases you into the phone call, and it naturally takes you into a bit of a conversation that might actually lead to their hot button as well. So we always, I laugh at this one when it says talk about the weather, because as Brits, we are always moaning about the weather, whether it's too cold, too hot. The sun comes out and we're all boiling, and then it's cold when the rain appears and we're all miserable again. So I actually make a little joke about that because it eases, the atmosphere and we have a little giggle. And, a really great question you can ask someone is, what made you want to find out more? So however you've connected with that person, however, you've got to this point of the phone call, asking questions is like the most powerful thing you can do with recruitment. And it seems really obvious, doesn't it? But just think to yourself, I'm going to try and ask as many questions as possible to find out as much as I can about this person. Because what that does, that means all you've got to do is ask questions. You're not responsible for what they say. And that also eliminates that thought process of what am I going to say? Because I'm sure there'll be people on this evening that get a bit scared at this point of making a phone call because you're worrying about all the things that you don't necessarily know yet or that you think you need to know. But actually, the purpose of a call is just really to get to know that person. So if you can focus on that and take away any inner thoughts of, I need to be an expert, I need to know everything, what you're going to do is you're actually going to really just get to know your prospect by asking them basic stuff that you would ask anyone. How's your day been? Where do you work? What are you currently doing? Have you got any kids? Do you drive? Whereabouts do you live? Just questions, questions, questions. So it's a really good thing to think about when you're talking to people on the phone. Sharing a little bit of your story is also amazing. Just a short little oversight of where you are now and what you're doing. So, it changes as you change and develop through your business. But if you're new to the business, then just say that, I've started something new and exciting that's enabling me to X, Y, Z. And there is actually module one training that will help you with your story as well. And it's a good idea to understand that and craft that so that you've got a nice little 30-second oversight that you can share with someone. Having a few facts is always great, depending on who you're speaking to as well about the marketplace that we're in. You don't really need to go into too much info on this stage with this, but for instance, if you're talking to people in the beauty, fitness, or health industry, you want to have a couple of facts up your belt there that, we're in the fastest growing marketplace. It's 7 trillion that the marketplace in the beauty industry is going to be projected over the next few years, which is just blows my mind, that figure. But that we're in the right marketplace and we've got the right product range really is all you need to say at this stage, because the business presentation is going to do a lot of the work that you're worrying about for you that you don't need to talk about. Income producing opportunities, exactly that. We are going to cover all of that at the next stage. So please don't be afraid of this initial call because it is really a short get to know your prospect call. You don't need to know everything about the marketing plan, where our products are sourced from, and all of that, because we are going to help you with that at the business presentation. And that's the point. We want to take people on a journey. We want to just step by step show them small snippets of information. And the more you know about someone, the more you can then tailor this business to them. Yeah, and don't overshare. And I think that's the key thing, just saying, you know what, it sounds like you need to earn some extra income, you're looking for a new opportunity, you want to have some more fun, whatever it is that that person is looking for. Let's jump on our business presentation so I can actually show you all the exciting stuff about how I'm going to help you achieve that XYZ, extra income, more flexible work-life balance, whatever it is that you're talking to them about. And then you can hang up the phone, schedule in the business presentation, and then they can jump on and see the next stage and let us, showcase the business presentation for you as well. So often, you're probably going to get that what is it question. Really important not to panic and definitely important not to go on the whole, especially if you're sending a text message. So the one thing that I just say is I say, I can't give the business the right justice that it needs by trying to text this. Let's have a chat on the phone. When's the best number to get you on? Or have a look at the link about the business, brief oversight. Personally, try and just get the phone call because, like I said, it's going to speed things up for you. You're going to get to know your prospects. They're going to get to know you. And exactly that. People respond 100% better when they hear your voice. So if you want to start building your business, you want to get on that 6-month plan to manager, pick up the phone. It's really not as scary as you think. And then you just start building relationships and it's amazing. So turn the uncomfortable into the comfortable, keeping it simple where possible, use and support your upline as well for help. That's the other thing, you don't have to do all of this on your own. You're not on your own. So there's so much support and help for you to be able to, can I watch, talk to your upline, the person that introduced you to the business, say, can I just listen in on your conversation that you're having? Can I just be part of it so I can see how you do things? Having a prospect sheet in front of you is going to really help because it's going to show you a little bit of an oversight on that person, understand what their hot point is, focus on their needs. It's just an invitation, not a presentation. So it is designed to just be that short initial phone call to get to know them and obviously have your diary ready so you can ideally book in, right, when are we going to show you this business information? What's a good time for you? And get that booked in. And remember, they don't know what you don't know. Top tip. I know we feel sometimes like we want to be able to know everything, but honestly, no one knows what you don't know. So, just keep it all about them and getting to know them. So, when handling objections, everybody's going to have these questions that are going to be fired at them, and just having some things that you can say that are going to help them because, there is a misconception around network marketing, and if we can help educate people on actually what it is that we do and how we build a business. It's going to help you feel more confident as well. So, things like is it an XYZ company or pyramid selling or is it network marketing? I always say, oh yes to that because it is network marketing. Is it selling? There's something that you can do. I love the thing, that's really interesting what makes you ask that because we immediately assume that those questions are negative questions. And I've had this so many times before where someone says, oh, is it network marketing? You go, oh gosh, oh no, she thinks it's network marketing. She's gone, I love that. I love people. I love networking. So don't just assume that these questions are being asked because they're negative. It just might be someone trying to understand it. What if they're asking, is it selling? And you say, and they go, oh, I actually really love selling. So don't assume you know. Ask the question, what makes you ask that, and then see what they say. Because then you can obviously have an understanding of what's making them ask that question. Everything is about questions, 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 questions. And then there's something that you can do called feel, felt, found to deal with an objection. It's something that I've used over the last 9 years. Write that down. Feel, felt, found. And what you want to do is use those 3 words in that conversation. So, let them answer to you and say, oh, is it selling? And then they say, I really hate selling. I'm not a salesperson. Can't be dealing with selling. Feel, felt, found. Do you know what, Sally? I know exactly how you feel. I come from an insurance background. I've never sold anything in my life, and I the same as you, wasn't really interested in selling. And I felt the same way. But what I found, what I found is that actually once I tried the products and I saw how amazing they were, and actually it was more about recommending the products, just like we do every day, like watching a Netflix movie or going down the shop and buying something amazing and then telling everyone about it. Actually, that I was able to build a business in that way. And it really wasn't necessarily a hard sell. And it was more about actually helping change people's lives. And then what you're doing is you're flipping their objection into actually showing them what it is we do and how that works. And you can do that with all of these objections. Feel, felt, found. Ask your mentors, your leaders to help you with any questions that you get and actually just tackle it because a lot of the time people don't really understand or aren't educated around it all. And actually, when you can educate them, it's really not as big a deal as perhaps we might think it is. So, expect the objections, expect the no's. People were going to say no. I actually welcome that. It's one of the first things I talk to when I start with a new team member is I actually say you're going to almost want to rejoice those no's because you won't get a yes until you get some no's. So the quicker you can get through those, the quicker you're going to get to that person that actually does want your time, does want to look at the business. And also, a no is never really a no. In my head, I will never take it as a no. It's not right now. And actually, if you can get them as a customer, get them on the products, then that no isn't really a no, is it? Because they're still somehow part of your business. So asking for referrals, asking for people if they'd like to try a product. So if anybody says no, not for me, not interested, not looking to earn an extra income, I say absolutely no worries. I tell you what I'd love to do. I'd love to send you a free wellness pack, some samples, experience evening, an experience pack, and ask those questions again. If they say, "Oh yeah, that'd be lovely. What's your skincare routine like?" And then you're back in the game, you're back in the conversation, but now you're talking about the products. You remember that sandwich? You've gone from the business, they said they're not interested. Now we're talking about the products. We're going to get them as a customer. And they may just be a customer for life, or they may eventually be like, actually, we're onto something here. These products are amazing. I think I could help, maybe promote them, etc. And then they're back as a business again. So remember that sandwich. And also, if they say no to the products, absolutely fine. I'm looking for two people that want to earn some extra income, want to try some products. I'd love it if you could help. Would you be able to, recommend someone to me? Ask for referrals. And actually, referrals are really powerful because you are shortcutting that first initial step quite a lot. Because if someone recommends someone to you, you automatically have their trust because you've been referred. So it's quite powerful actually. So just like that, a no can actually bring you quite a lot of opportunity. And remember, the fortune is really in the follow-up, making sure that you call back the person when you say you will. You're going to share the business presentation when you say you will. That you're going to check in with them when you say, because it's so important. The longer you leave it, the more likely, just like anything, your prospect is going to lose interest. So, what's quite nice to do is if you are chatting to people that the timing's not right, or you've got some time in between when you're sending something, send a message that's completely relevant to the business, to the products, and just be like, "Hope you have a really good day today. Just thinking of you, and I saw this quote." I did that today actually. I've got a prospect who has told me that she's a lawyer. She works crazy hours, and she's just told me that she's just having a really tough time with work. It's just taking its toll with her. She's said no to the business at the moment, but I just sent her a little quote today, just saying, just a positive motivational quote, just that I was thinking of her, and that's some things that you can do in between conversations as well. So what we want to do once we get to the next stage is we're making, contacts with people, sharing, getting meetings in. The next stage is to obviously get some business presentations, get them on looking at extra information. It's called the show stage. I think it's really important not to try and reinvent the wheel. And when you talk to someone, then you say, "Are you looking for a business you're looking to look at the business opportunity?" We don't jump straight to trying to get them to join before we've skipped that one-to-one and that business presentation, because most of the time people are going to join because they are getting that information in that certain circle. And we have to remember that, this is a 47-year business model that's worked. So don't try and reinvent the wheel. Try not to take shortcuts. Just follow the basics of everything that's in your first steps to manager is all you need to build a successful business. And just follow what is being shown because the results will start to happen on their own. A real common thing that we might do is not to cherry pick, think we know what is or isn't an opportunity for someone, think we know that, oh, they won't be interested, they're already earning six figures. But do you know what kind of lifestyle they've got to earn those six figures? Do they have the work-life balance that they perhaps would want? What if they could earn a six-figure salary with this business but work half the hours? I always share that because that was part of my story, working. I wanted a corporate income but without the corporate hours. I replaced my corporate income and now work half the hours, dictated by my own diary, my own lifestyle. So never assume you know what someone does and doesn't want. We are just here to open the door and share the opportunity, let people see it for themselves. Have a real think about how many people you want to contact today. So 1 to 3 contacts on average, or 3 to 5 contacts a day if you're really looking and you're serious about getting to that manager position. You want to be making daily contacts with people, building that pipeline so that you've got lots of people to talk to, lots of people in your pipeline. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about now. So your pipeline is like a funnel. So if you're just talking to one person, they go through the funnel, you show them the business opportunity. That's one cycle with one person. What you want is to be having lots of people in that pipeline, lots of people that you're sharing the business with, and it'll all start to unfold and you'll be starting to recruit consistently on a month in, month out basis. So on average, speaking to 5 people a day will mean you will have around 35 people a week in your pipeline. And that is what you're going to need if you want to recruit 2 to 3 people a month. You need 20 to 25 people in your pipeline at any one time that are all doing different things, all looking at the business at different times, but that have all shown an interest in the business. The more people you invite, the more successful you will come. It really is just about getting out there, sharing more and more and more, and just going through the motions. Jay Nietzsche's famous saying, and one of my favorites, marry the process, divorce the results. Jane talks about, just doing the do without having any expectation of the outcome, without, saying to yourself they will or they won't join. Just make the reach outs, make the calls, do the follow-ups. So some stats which are really amazing. 3% will join or buy right now. 27% need introducing and a bit more of an understanding on what network marketing is and what we would do. 70% will never join or buy from you. So remember, you need those no's. You'll get through them as quick as you can. Don't let that no be like defeat you because actually it's needed in your business. Yeah, get out your phone. How many contacts are you going to make? Yeah, how many friends do you have on Facebook? I like the whole who do you know expansion when you look at your town that you live in. We all get to a point where we sometimes think, I don't know anyone. There's no one lives around here. Just Google your local town. It's hilarious because you'll see like 10,000 people or more if you're in a bigger city. So thinking about that, and I always like to think actually, there's a lot of people around. And thinking 100 contacts, that's 3 team members straight away, or even more. Because I tell you, when you're excited, when you are shining with happiness and you found something that lights up your soul, people will join you because people join people first. And that's how I built my business in the first year of my business from just pure excitement and just saying, you've just got to look at this. I'm so excited. That is all you could say. Just take a look. You've got to look at this. It's so exciting. It's all about how you, going back to that self-talk that we talked about, how are you talking to yourself? Because that is what is going to happen. People will feel your energy. They will feel your passion. And a lot of the time, no one really knows what they're doing to start with. They're just so excited to finally do something that excites them. I know that was me, and I'm getting passionate now because I remember being stuck behind an office desk, looking out the window, thinking, "Oh my God, when am I actually going to get appreciated and do something that excites me?" And when I came to our success day, I remember thinking, "Oh my God, I have arrived. Like, this is where I need to be, and this is what I'm going to do." And it's the most exhilarating feeling, and that's what we want to be sharing with people. So it might not make sense straight away. In fact, it probably won't. Volume mapping, case credits, and all of that stuff won't make sense. But what hopefully makes sense is that we are sharing an opportunity for people to live a better life. And I think that's the key thing. You're not going to know what to say. You're going to be asked questions you don't know how to answer. Don't worry about that fear. What will people think? Again, we're not here to care about what people think. We're here to find the people that we can help that actually want to look at the business opportunity. So focusing on that positive mental attitude, and that's where you will step out of your comfort zone where the magic happens. So something to keep you on track, because if you've got your recruitment, the people that you want to speak to, you've got your retail, it's so important to have a plan each week, to have it written down, even if it's just the basics of what you're going to be doing, not just for your own mental abilities, but just to have something to tick off. That at the end of the week, you can be like, "I've built my business this week." Because if you try and wing it in your head, it never happens. You might have a notebook on your phone, you might be old-fashioned and have a pen and paper, whatever works for you. Create a 7-day plan. Again, these can be downloaded. They're in your First Steps to Manager. Just block off what you're going to do each week, each day. How many hours are you putting into your business? What are your goals? What are you working towards? And how does that look? And it's really important that you do this, because if you don't, your week won't happen. You won't build your business. You won't achieve your goals that you want. And then you'll be like, you get to the end of the month and you're like, "Oh, how have I not done my 4 case credits? Why haven't I recruited anyone?" And it's just down to the activity and being organized. So have your 7-day plan, write out some names of people that you're going to talk to, what retail activity you're going to do, who you following up on, who's watched a business presentation, what trainings, events are you going to invest in for yourself. Make sure those success days are in there as that date, because that is a date you do not want to miss. Success day is where the magic happens. Pop that in there as your training day, because it's unbelievable and incredible. And it's going to help you really focus on the things that are important and the reason that you joined this business as well. And it's important to to remind yourself of that. Just like in our business presentation, will it work for you? It will if you have a great attitude towards what you're going to do. Grab that opportunity with both hands. Please lean on your mentors, because we are here to support you, help you, guide you, share advice on what has worked for us in the past. We've been doing the same thing everybody else is doing, however long we've been in the business. So, really do listen to your mentor and lean on them. That's our role. That's why we brought you into the business. We are here to help. So yeah, I think consistency is probably the most important thing in anything that we do. And consistent in how that looks to you. Because if you're working a full-time job and you're a mum and you've got other commitments, there's no point saying you're going to do 5 hours a day to your forever business when you're already working 8 hours a day. You have to be realistic with yourself. And actually being realistic with yourself is really important, because then you've got your hour window when you're going to do forever business, and that'll help you to be consistent as well. Learn the relevant skills that you need to, and these all come over time. Just embrace the simplicity of this business. Just keep focusing on sharing, helping other people, helping them achieve their goals, because that's what this business does. When we start recruiting and we start looking at building a team, you're helping other people achieve a better life for themselves. You're helping them achieve their goals and their dreams. And I just think that is such a gift to be able to give someone. That's why I love this business, because that's what we can do. That's the power that you've got in your hands. You don't even maybe necessarily know that just yet. So, oh my God, I feel like I could talk all night. Some homework for you guys. This is where we're going to see if you've all been paying attention this evening. Write your 7-day plan, share it with your upline. What are you going to achieve this week? What does it look like? How does your week look? Volume map your month if you haven't done that already. So we're halfway through the month. You can do a volume map once a month, you can do it weekly. So you can break it down into weekly, segments on how you're going to do that 4 case credits, or maybe you're going for supervisor, which is where it all starts. And it's all exciting. It's never been easier to now get supervisor doing those 10 case credits. So volume map that out, share it with your upline. How many people will you talk to this week? How many people's lives are you going to hopefully go and change? I'm so excited to hear from you guys, to see how everyone's getting on. Make sure you share that with your upline, and let's get out there. Let's go change some lives because that's what recruitment is all about. So join us next Monday, 8 till 9 o'clock for week 4. You can register with the link below. There'll be lots of reminders, and this will also be recorded so you can watch it back if it's helpful and useful to, look back over. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening, and well done for taking out an hour of your time to invest in yourself and grow your business. I wish you all the best of luck, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.